And welcome back to Broken Sword. We just spent half an episode looking for
It was
a
a rectangle of
water-soaked
toweling,
water.
printed with the words, Nagopolian stout builds body. The towel was soaked through with water.
Yeah.
It was a rectangle of the towel.
So let's examine our little statue friend here. There we go.
The trickle of water was quickly absorbed by the plaster. My improvised plaster cast was slowly drying out.
We're just going to pick it up, break it.
I eased the solid piece of plaster from the sand. Underneath, it had formed a perfect copy of the statue. The plaster cast was a pretty neat replica of the back of the stone, complete with protruding fingers.
Alright, let's put it in the wall.
The hardened plaster cast fitted snugly into the 5 matching sockets. There was a soft thud, then silence.
No, we have not saved it in a minute. I don't even know if you can die in this game. But we are storming the castle. Whatever. And away we go. Well, I guess we don't come up underneath the bar. That's right, we got a flashlight. Good call, George. I didn't skip anything. What did I miss? Hold on, let's load that and make sure I didn't miss anything. Because that seemed to end awkwardly. Night's hanging. Okay, I guess that's the way it rolls. Alright. This just seems a little awkward. Just got our windows all closed up. What do we got in the journal here? She warns plaintiff that murder will come after them. Papa is linked to this whole business. Was he the real reason Gershon asked me to meet? Hope George does not come over. I hope George does come over, but this part of the story must remain my own terrible secret. We got anything new?
No. No.
Did we give up looking for the bug, I guess? What are we doing here? You gotta stand up and look at your table? We got a message.
No bug. Just a 20-year-old piece of gum.
She's sure taking her good time.
I had messages waiting to be played.
Let's hear them.
You have 3 messages.
Hey, Collard, it's me, your favorite editor. Guess what?
He sounds
I'm gonna
creepy.
give you a second chance. I need somebody to write the TV column. Pays lousy, so what's new? If you're interested, drop by the office. In fact, drop by the office anyway. We have to talk, Nico. That story of yours I spiked. It won't go away. You've made some dangerous enemies out there.
Hey, Nico, it's your old pal. I mean, your new pal, George. Whoa, Ireland. It's a whole different country. And I got some amazing news for you. Gem of a story, in fact. Oh, gotta go. Yeah, fella here's got a drink lined up for me. See you tomorrow, Nico. Slonsha. Yep, only here for a day and I'm speaking the lingo like a local.
Mademoiselle Coulard, this is Imelda Carchon. I wanted to thank you for being so understanding when... Come to lunch, why don't you? Tomorrow. I might have more news. There's a Monsieur Merlon coming to see me this evening. He says he knows why Pierre was murdered. In fact, he'll be here shortly. I shall let you know what he says. Goodbye,
Oh,
dear girl.
she's
See you
dead.
tomorrow.
Merlin? Oh my God. Merlin's the killer. I better get over there and warn her now. When it came to being two-faced, Imelda was up there with the best. I owed her nothing, but I couldn't just let her die. I arrived to find the Palais Royal courtyard deserted. I only hoped that I'd beaten the assassin here. I had to warn Imelda before it was too late.
Oh, we're gonna be too late, and they're gonna think we did it. Murder. About 45% done. I should have rang the doorbell.
Locked? No way was I going to break through a door like that. A doorbell. The intercom system wasn't working. Bad sign. Somebody had cut the wire. The intercom...
Alright, how are we getting in here?
I unhooked the first wire.
Oh, what the fuck are we gonna do? What is this gonna do?
Just your average modern art retaining wall. I released the second wire. Even with both wires removed, the statue remained upright.
We're gonna push.
If I could deconstruct this, I could deconstruct anything.
Nice.
The window had been repaired with industrial plastic sheeting. The plastic sheet was thick and strong. I'd need more than my hands to tear it.
That's sharp.
No.
No? Good old shell casing.
Now that's what I call...
I make a great cat burglar. I can't even go out that way. Alright, I'm in. We are in it to win it.
My God, I'm too late.
Or she passed out drunk.
Imelda. Oh no.
Nico?
Don't worry, you're going to be all right.
You know that isn't true.
It was Merlin, wasn't it?
Dressed as a cavalier. Absurd. You came to warn me, didn't you?
I must be crazy.
Let me see you, Nico.
All this time you were just using me. Which one is the real Imelda?
You are an extraordinary girl. Thierry would have been so proud of you.
You didn't know my father.
So like him. Something about the eyes. I wish we'd had time to get to know each other.
She was gone. She cheated me, lied to me, used me. But why? Even in death, Imelda looked the same. Beautiful, inscrutable. The Ice Queen alone in her ice palace.
Necklace, is that all we can look at?
Around her neck was a locket. I opened it. Inside was a tiny gold key.
That goes to our chest.
I took the key. I had to leave. I knew I could never return.
It's gotta be what it is.
In the dim light, I caught the reflection of something metallic. A small, sinister-looking metal disc had been tucked under my father's box. It was a bug. Oh, chère cousine. You left me a little present. You shouldn't have.
Oh, okay. You wanna flush it?
You don't scare me. Espèce de...
Just put it in the trash? Maybe they have trash chutes. Alright, now let's get in the elephant box.
The box was carved by my father. It never had a key. The elephant on the lid was a perfect match to Carchon's. I took out the key.
Dun dun dun!
I couldn't believe it. Imelda's key opened my father's box. I dreaded what I was going to find inside.
She's the third person in the picture.
It was a photograph of Imelda. But why here? In my father's box? I felt as if a black hole had swallowed me up. Imelda and Carchon grinning. While behind them a village was being razed to the ground.
Pops
Its
didn't
people
look bad.
butchered.
Mad or happy.
And there, next to them, staring out at me across the years, my own father. There was a letter. I feared there was even worse to come.
Let's check out this letter.
Hotel St. George, Algiers, Friday. My darling Thierry, by the time you read this, you'll be safely out of Africa. You
Is
need
that
not
our
fear.
mom?
Pierre and the organization do not know who you are really working for, or about us. Did you think I would betray you? I could not. You wanted me to leave him, but I don't have your courage. I know too much of what has been going on here. They would find me and they would kill us both. Enjoy your life in Paris, Thierry. Your life of honor, of patriotic duty. Do they give medals to spies? No. They'll just give you a phony job in an embassy somewhere. I could never share that with you. Imagine me, a diplomat's wife. So I must stay here with Pierre, the two of us bound together by what we have done to this country. Au revoir, my love. You will be in my heart until I die.
Alright, maybe not.
Imelda. Suddenly everything made sense. My father had been working undercover for the government. He was one of the good guys after all.
Yay, Dad.
He and Imelda must have fallen in love. She'd found out who he really was, so he had to leave. It had broken her heart, but she had never revealed it to anyone. I knew I couldn't either. Whatever he was doing, he'd had good reason to keep it secret. I decided I would respect that and tell nobody.
Alright, Nico. That's how you want to play it. Fade to black. Fade to black. The next morning. What happened to George?
I knew it was George. For a moment I was tempted to pretend that I was out, or ask him to go away and come back later. But then... Come in.
Hello, George.
What happened in...
So, where did you stay last night?
At McDevitt's. I got to drinking with Doyle and a couple of the guys.
That explains why you
Doyle
look so
rules.
ill today. Did you get any sleep at all?
Not much. I had to share the room with another guy.
Did he snore?
Hardly. He was dead. Then Leary woke me in the middle of the night to help bail out the cellar.
The cellar was flooded?
Yeah, some idiot had left the faucet running.
And you say Pegram has disappeared?
Without a trace. But my
We
visit
left the
wasn't a
faucet
complete
running.
waste of time.
Pegram's gem?
The Templars gem. Whoever Jacques Marquet is, he's in for a disappointment.
Jacques Marquet?
He's the guy who should have collected the gem from Fitzgerald.
What are your plans?
I want to find out who, what, or where Montfaucon was.
Montfaucon.
All I've got to go by is the name and a picture of a hanged man. Let's take another look at the manuscript.
We need to go talk to her doctor friend.
There's a guy with a sword and a bull. Between them is a gem supported by a tripod.
Look there, two guys on the same horse.
There's a guy working on... But the reflection has three hideous faces.
Ooh-ha, hideous faces.
A night through my...
What are your plans?
I want to find out. All I've got to go...
Alright. We're gonna need plaster again, though, that is for sure.
I can't sit here all day, much as I'd like to.
Okay. Don't forget to look for Lopinot at the Kron Museum. And why don't you see if Rousseau have anything?
Okay. Anything else I can do for you while I'm out? Shopping, a trip to the laundromat?
Just take care of yourself.
So I guess there was nothing in that room besides that picture of the hanging man?
I so much wanted to talk to George about everything that had happened, but I knew I never could.
Sure
My
you
father's
can.
connection to Africa would have to remain a secret forever. His bravery would be known only to the government and to me. Revealing it would just damage his memory. People would take the story and twist it. Before long, he would be the villain and Carchon would be the hero. I know how they do that. I'm a journalist.
Alright, so we can go back to Ireland, it looks like. No, we can't. We're done in Ireland. Let's go see if the doc's in.
Pardon me.
Oui, monsieur.
Can you give me any further info?
Certainly, miss. That tripod?
Okay, whatever.
I found this gem at a medieval site in Ireland.
That means nothing to me, monsieur.
How did you manage to get this job?
I had the right qualifications.
Sure you did,
A
buddy.
military manner. Squeaky shoes and an irrational hatred of children.
Thanks for your help.
Looks like we can mess with the window again. Do we need to get a gust of wind in or something? Oh, I guess we can't do anything with it anymore. Maybe we're not meant to break it down yet. These guys are gonna get tired of talking to me.
Sergeant Moo,
Yes,
have you heard of a man called Marquet?
yes. He used to be known as the Mole of Mahmoud. I heard he's been hospitalized, probably by one of his rivals.
Which hospital was Marquet taken to?
Ooh.
The Hagenmeyer Clinic in the Avenue des Hérissons.
Why was Marquet known as the Mole of Montmartre?
He was a mole.
Because he lived in Montmartre, I suppose.
Yeah, but why the mole?
I don't know. Maybe he ruined people's lawns.
I'd like to report
Yes, monsieur? Where is the victim?
I'm the victim. I've been
We've already
I
did
see.
this.
outside the... They stopped me as I...
Could you describe?
One looked like their names...
Bon.
Alright, so, oh, Rousseau's gone.
See you later, Sergeant.
Hospital. Where's this? Oh yeah, there's nothing to do here, probably.
There was no sign of the crew of the ambulance.
So we're gonna break in and steal some shit? Is that what we're gonna do? That is what we're gonna do.
I felt a little guilty as I tried the door, like I was about to rob a grave. I gripped the handle with an involuntary tremble in my hand and pulled. The door was locked.
Oh, look
The
at
guy
that
seemed to be practicing his air of authority. Today, he was working on his withering stare.
What up, dude?
Hi, my name's George Stobart.
Really? If you wish to make an appointment, see the receptionist.
No, sir.
I'm looking for a guy named Jacques Marquet.
In which department does he work?
He doesn't. He's a patient.
I see. You do realize there are strict policies regarding visiting hours, don't you?
Oh, really? Come on.
This is important. I have to talk to Marquet urgently.
We make no exceptions to the rules.
It's a matter of life and death.
The well-oiled running of this hospital is a matter of life and death.
That is true.
That's why we have rules.
I don't know about that part.
I think I ought to warn you that Marquet is not what he seems.
Explain yourself.
He's in league with a bunch of guys who want to take over the world.
Nonsense. Besides, Marquet's employers have paid in advance for one of our most exclusive private rooms.
Could you tell me who Marquet's employers are?
Certainly not.
Oh, come on, Doc.
May I have the honor of shaking you by the hand?
You may not. I don't encourage physical contact between my staff.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, sir, I do not.
You will.
Have you ever heard of the Club Alamat?
No, sir, I have not.
Does the name Thomas Merlin mean anything to you?
No, it does not.
Check this gem out.
Look at this, Doc. It's a genuine medieval type gemstone.
Yes, so I see. Remarkable.
I have to take this gem to Marquet. He might be able to explain its significance.
My dear chap, Marquet has other things on his mind right now.
Like what?
His catheter, for one.
Oh.
Do you recognize this red nose, sir?
No, I do not. This is a hospital, not a circus ring.
Not a circus
We
ring.
minister to the sick in body, not the sick in mind.
Does this white powder mean anything to you?
No, sir. I do not pretend to know the pharmacist's job.
Good call.
Thanks for your help. Excuse me,
Yes, sir?
is this the Hagenmeyer Clinic?
That's correct.
I thought I was in a garden center.
Oh, the plans. They were my idea.
Oh, they're
A
great.
little greenery to evoke the spirit of nature.
She doesn't
How
sound
may I
French.
help you?
I'm here to see Jacques Marquet.
Oh, yes. Are you related to our client, sir?
We lie?
No, I'm conducting a private investigation.
Then I can't help you.
So, do I get to see Marquet before the funeral?
That attitude will get you nowhere. My instructions were quite clear. No one gets to see Marquet. So unless you can prove you're a relative or a close acquaintance, you're wasting your time here.
Has Marquet been visited by a man in a clown costume?
Oh, no.
You haven't seen a man in disguise?
Well, there's Theodore the Bear. He comes every Thursday to entertain the children.
What's today?
Personally, I think he scares them half to death in that crummy old bear suit. If I was stuck on my back with tubes in every orifice, he's the last person I'd want to see.
Has Marquet had a visit from a pair of gangsters?
I should hope not. Can you describe them?
A thin guy who looks like a weasel and his friend, the gorilla.
Sounds as if they escaped from the zoo.
What does this gem suggest to you?
I advise you not to flash that around.
Is this plaster any use to you?
I'm allergic to plaster.
Have you seen this man here at the clinic?
No, sir. And I never forget a face.
All right.
Have you heard of the Club Alamet?
No. It sounds romantic, doesn't it?
Look at this ID pass.
Sound is
So
kind of
you're Merlin. Marquet's been asking for you.
For me?
Yes. He was shouting your name when they brought him in here. Now, let me see. He was on Ward B12, as I recall. Oh, he's being transferred to... Oh, dear. He's on Ward J2. That's Nurse Grendel's ward.
Oh, and
What's so bad about Nurse Grendel?
She runs that ward like a South American prison.
Keeping a well-disciplined ward isn't a crime, is it?
Well disciplined. In the discipline and punishment stakes, she'd whip the butt off the Marquis de Sade. Everything, I mean everything, is done to a strict routine. 6 o'clock, alarm call. 6:10, bowel movement, and woe betide anyone who doesn't have a result. Those patients of hers are like Pavlova's dogs.
She sounds like a real nightmare.
And then some.
If Nurse Grendel is that bad, how come the authorities tolerate her?
She's like part of the furniture.
I was beginning to get the picture. This woman was jealous, with a big green capital J. How do I find Nurse Grendel's ward?
Down the corridor on the left, turn right at the senior consultant's washroom. Right again at the executive coffee lounge. Bear left past the administrator's sauna. And turn left at the end. That's J2. And good luck.
Can I shake your hand, lady?
I'd like to shake you by the hand.
Don't be fresh, young man.
Wow.
Thanks for your help, ma'am.
You're welcome.
All right. Well, on that note, we're going to walk down the hallway.
As I turned the corner, I saw the source of the hellish noise which echoed through the corridors. It was an industrial polishing machine with an odd-looking guy in tow.
We're gonna call it a night right there, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. Drop a like if you haven't, drop a sub if you're new. I'm out.